Welcome to another tutorial on MATLAB. In this particular tutorial series, we are looking into the MAAB guideline and different concepts related to MAAB guideline. In the previous two chapters, we have seen how we can manipulate diagram appearance for Simulink and how we should write the signals in our Simulink with the help of propagated or originated signal. Also, we have seen how we can terminate with the help of ground or termination block. In this particular tutorial, we will be seeing first part of the block uses and how we should use different blocks in Simulink in an appropriate way. So let's get started. So coming to Simulink block uses, the first thing is simple logics. If it is a simple logic, then you should be using if blocks, and the input should be a constant or a input or an expression containing no operator. So the input will be a signal, or it could be a constant, and based on this if statement there will be definition of some output. So that is how the if block should be used. And here in the if statement, it is not allowed to use continuously many logics in together. Like you are not allowed to use too many primary logics. Like here you are able to see there is some 3 inputs. So this is not the right way to use the logical statement. The best way to use it, like if you are comparing it with the constant, like if u1 and if your u1 is the input and you want to compare it with some values, some constant values, then in that case you can compare it. Like in the first one over here we are comparing it with 0, and in the second one we are comparing it with 20, and these two will be giving two different logical operations. So there are two different logical operations we are getting, and then we are doing the AND operation. So with the help of this, the logic is becoming very simpler compared to the logic implementation over here. Now let's come to the manual switch. So in case of a manual switch, we need to have 3 inputs and 1 output. So this is the output and this is the input. So all these are the input. So if you see, the second input must be always a Boolean, and the first and the third input should be double. So could be double, but it could be some other data type also. And the output should be also the same data type, which is the input. So it depends on whatever the input that you are giving. But in this case, it is like both the first and the third port should have the same data type, and then the middle one should be a logical data type. So here if you are able to see, then you are doing some operation and you are giving a Boolean as an input for this manual switch, and that is how it is performing the operation. So in this case, what is actually happening, there is a AND logic that is happening between these two, and if both the inputs are non-zero, then in that case it will give a Boolean 1, and it will activate the upper logic. So upper signal, it will get activated, and if it is any of the signal is 0, then the lower one will get active. So suppose in this case you have 20 over here and here 30, then in that case you will have 20 if the logic is true, and 30 if the logic is false. So that is how this switch statement works, or manual switch works. So coming to the next, if you are using a enable subsystem, then in that case you should not use any double as the data type for enabling the subsystem. It could be only Boolean logic, so it could be either 1 or 0. It should not be some other value. So that is one condition to use a enable subsystem. Next is using any logical operation. So suppose this is a logical AND block over here, and to every logical AND block, you should give a Boolean input. It is not just applicable for AND gate, but it is applicable for any logical operator which takes which usually takes Boolean as the input, and it also gives the logical operation as the output. But in this case, you cannot multiply this logical output or the Boolean output with some gain and make it as a double. So this is not allowed when you are going for model based development. Next is coming to the sum block. So in the sum block, it is most preferably to use a rectangular sum block. Okay, so in case of a rectangular sum block, it will be more easy to connect a bunch of signals inside the sum block. But suppose if you are using a circular sum block, then in that case you can use maximally up to three inputs. So one from this direction, and one from this direction, and one from this direction, and the fourth will be the output. So this will be the output, and that is how it should be done. If you are using more than three inputs, then in that case it is preferably you should use a rectangular sum block. Next is coming to the Boolean logical block. So which could be, for example, an AND logic. So suppose you are doing a logical operation, then you should always give the logical input as the input. It should be binary, not double. So you should not give double as the input like that is done here. So this is not the right way to do. So every time whenever you are doing this operation, then it should be Boolean operation. So because it should be Boolean variable, so that you will get a Boolean output. Next is coming to the go to and from block. So it must be written inside the local scope. So as you already know, go to and from block always have a local scope. It is applicable inside a subsystem. If you are going outside a subsystem, then it will not work, as it is a virtual block. So suppose you want to use it for the control, like function call generation or if and else block statement. So you can have a if else block like this, and there will be some signal going in. You will have a go to here like this, and one more go to here, and this same thing will have a from block. So suppose you have a subsystem that is getting activated, so here you can use the from block and you can activate. Suppose this is A, then this should be also A, and for the second subsystem also you can have it like this, and here you can have a from block. So this makes the logical implementation more easy and more readable. So that is why we use go to and from block. So this is all about the first part of the block usage. So how you will be using the blocks. So basically the main concept over here is we should not use logical blocks and keep Boolean or keep double signals inside it, and we should not have we should not manipulate the logical output like this one. And also like coming to the sum blocks, if we are using more than 3 inputs inside the sum, then better we should use a square small sum block. And yeah, that is all about the block uses. There is one more segment for the block uses which we will see in the next video. So this is all about the first part. In case you are liking the channel, please consider subscribing. In case you have any comment or query, please let us know in the comment section. This will be helpful for us to improve your experience of learning MATLAB in this channel. Have a great day ahead, and thank you.